Welcome to Living Chassidus. Together, let's live the Chassidus we learn.
Morning, everybody. Welcome to Chassidus in the morning. 15 minutes. This year is sponsored by Mer Gedalia. This is a first Shalema. Mer Gedalia ben Chanalea and Tinek ben Chana. Okay, so continuing on, our discussion or our effort to prove that when we say Divrei Tachtonim means this physical world. So we ultimately said, and we said that that's what we mean. We don't mean the higher worlds because it's not a real chiddush. It's just a gili, a helim. It's revealing something that was concealed, or it's a diminishment of God's infinite light. Whereas in our physical world, and on the one hand, we're totally divested from the feeling of godliness. We have a feeling of self. But together with that, it's because it's coming yesh ma'ayin from God himself. And therefore, it's specifically our world's purpose, and that's why through our iskafia, now it's hafko. The little things that we do, and when we take control of our lives, we do the right things that we should be doing, that we know we should be doing, and when we have that self-control, we're fulfilling the purpose of the whole creation. That's what you end up saying in 5. And we're gonna in Daled, and in Hey, we're gonna continue discussing a little bit as well, and get on to the next topic. The Hey. And also again, you'll see in this example, we're bringing down all the Rebbeim. It goes without saying that this also applies. This idea, and when we say Divrei Tachtonim means this physical world, it also goes according to the opinion of the Tzemach Tzedek. He says that the Kalim of Atzilus are Gilei Helim, that even the vessels of Atzilus are Gilei Helim. Now, in the world of Atzilus, like in every other world, there's the air, there's the light, and then there's the vessel. So he's saying that even the vessel, which is very distant in the air, is Gilei Helim. You're taking there's the rays of the sun and the sun. That makes sense. Whereas the Kali, which is what constricts it, what contracts it, it's a lot more similar to our world in the sense that it hides a godliness. So that would make sense. It would make sense to maybe say that could be the Talchus Kavana. In the Kalim of Atzilus. He's saying it isn't. Even the content of which says the Kalim Gilei Helim, plus or not. Because the Lashita Zu, according to this opinion, Harei Bevade in a Kavana V'Shel Atzilus. For sure, if you'd say the Kalim, which we're going to discuss soon, if you're going to say the Kalim of Atzilus, the vessels of Atzilus, the vessels that see the light, is Yesh Ma'ayin, so then there's a big discussion. Just like our world is Yesh Ma'ayin, is something coming from nothing. So it's doing Atzilus, you have this concept of Yesh Ma'ayin, and therefore maybe Atzilus is Talchus Kavana. But he's saying, no, if sure, according to this opinion, that the Kalim, the vessels that receive the light, is a Gilei Helim, is only revealing what's concealed. Harei Vade Ein HaKavana Shel Atzilus, because Ki Harei Zeh Yerida, like we said before, this is only a descent. You're taking light, you're taking the sun, and you're bringing down the rays of the sun. The rays of the sun aren't as great as the sun, and it doesn't make sense that the whole purpose of what God did was to diminish light. That's his whole purpose. He wants to have a diminishment of light. That doesn't make much sense. Raki Giluyim. These are in revelations. You're revealing, meaning in order to reveal it to someone else, you're diminishing it. It's bringing it down. Ella Gamla Shita, but he says even according to the opinion, Hashniya, she may be shown the second opinion that the Tzemach brings. He says over there that the Kalim, the vessels of Atzilus, Yesh Ma'ayin, are coming something from nothing, which we said that's really the chiddush. That's what our world's all about. That we're being created from nothing, and and that's something special. And that's why we're saying that comes up from Hashem himself, and therefore that makes sense to say that the world that when we say Divrei Tachtonim, it means our physical world. But seemingly, even in Atzilus, we have this concept of Yesh Ma'ayin. So why can't we say that Atzilus is Tachlis HaKavanah, is the ultimate purpose, that Hashem has a dwelling place, is in Atzilus? So Hine Mevor, Bekama comes explained in many places, Shemash Anu Oimrim, Kalim, Shakelim, Heim Bri Yesh Ma'ayin. This is we say that the vessels of Atzilus Yesh Ma'ayin is something coming from nothing, which is really something that only can come about from a high level, from Hashem himself. So he answers, it's not a literal yesh ma'ayin, something from nothing, like our physical world. In regards to the light that's in Atzilus, because remember, in Atzilus, like in every other world, you have a light and a vessel. In Atzilus, we're saying the light in comparison to the vessel is totally something from nothing. They're so different than each other. Whereas the light by itself is not something from nothing, and the keli itself is not something from nothing. Because the source of the vessels that come from the Rishima. The Rishima is the imprint that was left after the first symptom. So like we talked about before, that in the beginning, before Hashem created the world, even the desire, the first thing that had to happen was God had to make a place, so to speak, a place that was empty, so to speak, of him. Of course, this is not a literal thing, but this is just a way of us understanding it. So to speak, a place that was empty, that with that empty place, he could put in things. And even in that emptiness, there was left a Rishima. It's called a Rishima, an imprint that was left after. So we're saying that the source of the Keli comes from this Rishima, Shehi Bechinas Helam, which is a concealment. And now being its concealment, therefore, its essence is coming from this concealment. So therefore, in regards to the light, because this is where it's coming from, this concealment. So this concealment is like nothing versus the light that it's something. So it looks like a yesh ma'ayin. But in regards to the Rishim, in regards to its source, it's revealing that where it came from, just on a lower level. And like we said before, that doesn't work. That couldn't be the ultimate purpose. Then came move on. Therefore, it's not the intent. The whole intent of Hashem creating all these worlds to get to our physical world, and that He wants to dwell there. It's not any of these higher worlds. So what are we proving? We're proving that the whole purpose of everything, the purpose of creating the Rishima, the purpose of the Tzimtzum Rishon, the purpose of Atzilus, and the purpose of all the worlds before that and afterwards is all for us. Not just for us to sit down and drink coffee and relax and sit on our backs, but it's in order that we should come and work on ourselves. And we should fight the fight with our Yetzer Hara. We should win sometimes. We should push ourselves, and not just that, we should transform ourselves. That's the whole purpose of everything. And specifically us in our seventh generation, that we're here, the ones that bring back down the Shechina, the Ikar Shechina, into this physical world, as we're proving. We have to appreciate that when we do it, it's not just I'm doing the right thing, I'm not doing the right thing, I win the battle, I don't win the battle. We have to appreciate that that's everything. The whole, when you go and get up when you're tired, or you're not in the mood of davening, you go daven, or you give tzedakah, and whatever it is that you go and you push yourself to do, from the smallest of things to the greatest of things, when you do that, you're fulfilling not just the purpose of your creation for yourself, not just you're doing the right thing, but you're transforming the whole world. This is the whole world's purpose, is for you to have that battle and to win. Yeah, it's like it's as if you're in a stadium full of people watching you, hoping that you do the right thing. This is what's happening every time we choose correctly. And even though now what the Rebbe is bringing down is that what we gain, what we achieve from the mitzvahs doesn't get really felt now. It only gets felt when Mashiach comes. And it goes to Atzilus. What he's saying, what he's going to say is that it goes to Atzilus it's like in a kufsa, in a box. That sort of, you're putting into the bank. you're investing, and it's in the investment accounts. And every time you do the right thing, you do this iskafia, and you do this ishafcha, you're putting it in your investment account. When Mashiach comes, you're going to cash in. So even though even though that what we really do by doing the mitzvah and having this iskaf and this hafcha, we're adding light in atzilus. So maybe we could say it's the whole purpose is atzilus. What are we adding? We're adding everything in atzilus. On this idea, the Rebbe Marash explains these lights in atzilus that are being brought down through our mitzvahs. It's as if they're in like a box. But it's not for atzilus. It's in atzilus, not for atzilus. It's like when you invest your money, it's not for that business, it's for yourself. You put it there for now so it can generate income and passive income, and you can make your money, but it's for you. The whole purpose is for this physical world. They're not revealed in atzilus. They go in atzilus. It's not like if you invest your money and it's not meant to be, the guy starts spending your money. Your money's been to be in that investment. And it's meant to be just sitting there accumulating interest. But this is what the Rebbe Rashab, and as you see here, we're going through all the Rebbe, and this is what the Rebbe Rashab explains. That he also explains. It's impossible to say that the whole purpose of Divrei Tachtonim is for the higher world. Like we said before, because it's just the descent of the light of God's countenance. They can't say the whole purpose is just to make a descent. Because the higher worlds, like we said before, it's a gilui, it's a revelation. But when you're revealing, you're taking something and you're bringing it down to a low level so it can be revealed. Because before that, it couldn't be revealed because we couldn't receive it. So you diminish it and that reveals it. That couldn't be the whole purpose. The whole purpose of the world is to diminish the light of God. That doesn't make sense. Also the fact that Atzmus, the God's essence, is totally removed from revelations. So it must be the output is this physical world. This is what Hashem came up in Hashem's mind. This is all what the Rebbe Rashab is saying. And it came up in the Rebbe's, on Hashem's mind. That he should have pleasure. He's barach through us having the iskafia and subduing the sitra. That Hashem, that the purpose of the whole creation is that Hashem realized how much nachas he would get when we have iskafia. We transform the darkness into the light. So it has to be this world, it has to be a dark world. And we have to come and battle within it. But when we come and we battle and we overcome the temptations of this world and we make the right choices, we're bringing nachas ruach to Hashem. The Goy Shavar Maimon has explained in the Fidik Rebbe's Maimon, Shekol ha'avoda hu lahafoich hashtus l'umat zeh l'shtus kedusha. That the whole purpose is to transform the shtus, the folly, the lack of thought in doing something in a negative and doing that same idea in a positive. And through doing that, through having that shtus, the kedusha, and through pushing yourself to do the right thing, even above what is your comfortable zone, you have nachas ruach lefanai. He brings a nachas ruach, a pleasure to Hashem. Shamarti v'nasir eteni, that I said and it was done. That when we have that push that Hashem wants to do it, that's what I'm going to do. Doesn't make sense necessarily to me because this is what's the right thing to do. I'm going to do it. I'll push myself. Through doing that, we bring down that it'll be a dwelling place for Hashem. In like a simple mashal, the king wants to come to your house, and every time you clean the house and you make it presentable for the king, you make it more accessible for the king to come. And we, through our iskafia and ishapcha, we give Hashem a house here. Hashem gets more comfortable to come here. And ultimately, when we do it enough, Hashem will be able to come here and live here. And that's the Mashiach. That's the ultimate Divrei Tachtonim. Yeah. I gotta stop here, but we continued this idea. Oh, let's just finish off. And just like, for example, Hadira, like a house. Adam when you go in your home, when it's your home, so you come, you take off your shoes, you feel comfortable, put your feet up, you relax. This is where this is where you tichel. So in this physical world, we have to make Hashem feel comfortable enough that he can put on his tichel, so to speak. The idea is that we're not just going to bring down some revelations of godliness. We want to bring down Hashem himself. And how do we bring down Hashem himself? Is through our iskafia and ishafcha. To be continued tomorrow. Thank you very much.